Alright there guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going quite a bit back in time today. As we're gonna be looking at an anime that's almost 30 years old. If you haven't figured it out from literally just the title or looking at what's on screen, we're talking about Sailor Moon. Arguably the most influential magical girl anime of all time. And also arguably the most influential shoujo anime of all time. As this is what exploded the female heroes in anime onto the scene. But we're not actually going to be focusing on the show itself per se. We're actually going to be focusing on its English dub. Specifically the DIC version of the dub. So not the Viz Media one. Yeah, not the Viz dub. The DIC one, which came first. The whole point of this video, and what inspired me to make this video, was actually of a YouTube channel I found out about earlier this year. I even tweeted it out, the link to the channel. It's called Sailor Moon Says, and it was basically anywhere between 30-second to 3-minute clips of the original Sailor Moon dub, where it didn't really give you any context to what the scene was, what was going on. It just had a title that loosely told you what was going on, and plays scenes from the original English dub. And what made me really take a liking to those videos was the voices. So over the course of this month, I have been watching the first season of the original Sailor Moon dub. To see what it's actually like. And well, you've seen the title. The Sailor Moon dub is so bad that it is actually good. Yes, that saying actually does work in this context. It's like I can easily tell the dub is not very good because of the English dubs of other anime I've watched, I can tell that this dub just ain't got the quality that some other dubs do. But in a way, that's why I enjoy it. That's what makes it enjoyable. For anyone who's not familiar with Sailor Moon, the characters you can see on screen right now, Sailor Moon is in the middle. The two people to the right of her are Sailor Jupiter right next to her and Sailor Venus on the far end of the right. And then we have Sailor Mars just next to her on the left side and Sailor Mercury on the far left side. Now, the biggest change between the sub and the dub is the characters' names. Because in the original version of the sub, Sailor Moon's name is Usagi, but in the dub, her name is Serena. All the characters in the English dub have different names to what their original Japanese counterparts did. So, Sailor Moon is called Serena, Sailor Mars is called Ray, Sailor Mercury is called Amy, Sailor Jupiter is called Lita, and Sailor Venus is called Mina. But the thing is, out of all the characters in the dub, they don't even have my favorite voice. My favorite voice from the Sailor Moon dub is Serena's best friend, who in the sub is called Naru, but in the dub she's called Molly. And oh my god, is her voice amazing. It's kind of a not strong Texan accent, but that's what it feels like. It feels like a slightly weakened Texan accent that she has. But it is so bad that it's actually amazing and I love it. Honestly, even if you don't like English dubs, you should just watch the Sailor Moon dub just because of how bad it is. I mean, the actual show itself is actually really good. Even if every single episode is kind of the same in the characters are doing something, the Negaverse, which is the thing that the Sailor Scouts fight against, put in a plan to try and take control of the universe. The Sailor Scouts show up. They transform. Serena takes off her tiara, yeets it like it's a Destructo disc, and takes down the enemy. And then in later episodes, uses her healing one with the crystal that the Negaverse want to turn an enemy back into a human if they'd been turned into an enemy to begin with. And I can't be the only one that thinks this. Has anyone noticed that all the Imperium crystals that create the Silver Imperium crystal, have you ever noticed that the 7 Imperium crystals look identical to the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic the Hedgehog? Which, bearing in mind, Sonic the Hedgehog the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise began in 1991. The Sailor Moon franchise, well, at least the anime, began in 1992. But I'm gonna guess the Sailor Moon had a manga, so Sailor Moon potentially started in 1990. I don't know. But yeah, Sailor Moon and Sonic started very close. Both franchises started around the same time. But saying that, the 7 Chaos Emeralds are literally just a rip-off of the 7 Dragon Balls. Like, we all know this. The same way Super Sonic is a rip-off of Super Saiyan. But yeah, if I had to try and do an impression of Molly's voice to give you an idea of what she sounds like, I mean, I'm not a girl, so that already makes it more difficult. But I can give you my favourite ever line I've heard in the dub so far. So for context, if you have watched it, it's the episode where Molly becomes enticed by Nephlite, the second of Queen Beryl's main subordinates that tries to take over the universe and fails miserably. We had Jedites to do it first. He was embarrassing. We had Nephilites, but then for some reason, while he was trying to do it, Molly just could not help herself. So Serena asks her, "Molly, do you have a crush on someone?" And she, oh, I love this line that I'm trying not to laugh, just getting ready to say it. She says, "He's an older man." That's the best I can do. It doesn't sound anything close, but you should just watch just type in Sailor Moon dub Molly and you'll get her voice. You'll hear her voice. The best way to describe her, in my opinion, is, I guess, kind of like Applejack from My Little Pony, just without as strong of a Texas accent. But yes, the Sailor Moon dub. Do I have any doubts that the Sailor Moon sub is better? Of course not. Of course it's probably better. But when the first experience you have of Sailor Moon is the dub from a YouTube channel that unfortunately doesn't actually exist anymore, between when I tweeted it out and to now, it's actually gone. That channel had been making Sailor Moon content for 8 years, and then out of nowhere, it just disappeared. So what's happened is, people are now making new YouTube channels, trying to re-add all of these Sailor Moon dub clips back onto it. If you're wondering why I haven't mentioned Sailor Uranus or Sailor Neptune in this video, it's because the two of them aren't actually in the first season of the show, I don't think. So that's why those two haven't been mentioned, which is why they're not on screen right now, which is why you can only see the 5 Sailor Scouts of Sailor Moon, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus. And I haven't even spoke about Luna and Artemis. I don't even know if that's what they're actually called in the sub, but in the dub, Serena's black cat is called Luna, and the white cat that appears with Sailor Venus is called Artemis. And something that always gets me, is basically Luna is obsessed with the Negaverse, to where someone breathes slightly differently to everyone else. Luna, it must be the Negaverse. Luna, you have some weird obsession. You might want to get that checked out. It's like a running gag. It's not even. It's like a running gag that's not actually meant to be a running gag. Like, I'm pretty sure the people who made Sailor Moon didn't actually even realize they were making Luna obsessed about the Negaverse, but they were. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the Sailor Moon Says YouTube channel, well, the new one, the old one of course I'm assuming got taken down by YouTube, which really sucks. But people are working to get these clips back onto YouTube with new Sailor Moon Says YouTube channels. Then the main one now is called Sailor Moon Says Archive, and they're slowly but surely trying to get all the clips back on there. I mean, as they should. It was great. That was my first ever experience of Sailor Moon. Obviously, I've known about the franchise for a long time, but I've never actually watched it. And over this past month of watching it, I'm glad I did, because I can see why Sailor Moon is one of arguably the most influential magical girl anime of all time. It's also the first and only magical girl anime I've ever watched. Che keeps harping on at me to watch Madoka Magica, and I still haven't done that yet. I did try to get into the Fate series at one point, but the first Fate series I clicked on ended up being one of the Magical Girl spin-offs that the Fate franchise has. Wasn't what I was meant to click on. But yeah, I can't get into the Fate franchise. You either love it or you just cannot get into it. There is no in-between with Fate. So that should about do it. That is what I think of the Sailor Moon English dub. The title said it from the start. It's so bad that it's good, and I love it. And I wouldn't want to watch Sailor Moon any other way than this English dub. So that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Tell me which Sailor Scout is your favourite character. Personally, for me, I'd actually say Sailor Mercury is my favourite. Oh, and one more thing I'd quickly like to add. The character with the character with the white nerdy glasses in Serena's school, in the dub, he's called Melvin, and he seems super similar to a character that Merc Music created, also called Melvin, who sounds not doesn't sound too similar, but you got the same type of nerdy voice and glasses is used. Does that mean Merc Music has watched Sailor Moon, or are those two characters just a massive coincidence? I don't know. But until next time, catch you later.